Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rocky Adams here. Today, I was talking to a client, and he was talking about how he doesn't spend any energy on anybody who doesn't invest in themselves. And I was super proud of him for putting it into those words and putting it into practice. But it was also cool that I had a request for this actually a couple of days ago, and you see all sorts of things. On Monday, I had a call with a client, and this is a different guy, and he was talking about how he went to this event over the weekend, and there were all these people driving these fancy cars. He was talking about how significance driven they all were, and all these things. There's all this judgment energy behind it. So I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Did you like the cars that they were driving?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." I said, "So would you like to have them?" And he says, "Yeah." And I said, "So how do you know that they're bad and that he was judging them for being the way that they are?" And he was saying that he could sense it and all these things, and that can be absolutely true. Just because some people are doing some of the things that you want to do does not make them the right people. Different people do things for different reasons. I used to think that when I was younger, especially, I used to think that rich people, you had to do bad things to be rich. I judged rich people. I was raised poor. So when I started doing volunteer work, we all go put on the black t-shirts, and man, there'll be people who work at a car dealership. There'll be people who own 3 car dealerships. There'll be people who work at a bar. There'll be people that own 2 restaurant bars. I mean, it is crazy. The range is between people who are making ends meet, and this is like their vacation, to these people can do anything they want in the whole world, and this is what they choose to do to give back. So what I've learned essentially is that just blew up the theory that I had about you have to be a bad person to be rich, because a lot of the best people that I know in the whole planet are ranging from 100,000-aires to multi-millionaires. And you're talking right now, I'm somebody who initially, when I graduated college, I got a teaching degree, and I thought that I made it, quote unquote, when I got my teaching degree. And I did. I was very fulfilled. I was really happy. I felt loved and important and all these things. I got all my needs met at a very high level when I was teaching. But also, I learned a lot of things that I just know now that I'm not supposed to be working in the public school system. I do a lot of the same and similar things, but in a very different way. But anyway, when you see people, their standards are their self-worth. Whatever your standards are, that is the level of self-worth that you have. Whatever you're committed to, look around you right now. That's what you've been committed to right here, right now, in this moment. Yesterday I was talking about, I think it was yesterday, I made a video recently, last week anyway, about how different people have different areas of genius. Your area of genius is, when you can find out what your area of genius is, what you most love in the world, there is a way to be you and to surround yourself with really, really like-minded people, and more importantly, like-hearted people. I talked to someone today, beautiful human, one of the most beautiful energies that I know, very good friend of mine, who also married a very, very, really, really solid dude, just a really good energy, clean guy. The love that they have for each other is just so cool. That's what they're both committed to. That's what they found in each other. I have lots of friends who are that way. I have so many people in my field of vision. I used to think that you had to live in a big town and meeting somebody with a small town attitude, all these things. I told myself these stories, but honestly what they were, I was carrying a victim's mentality about where I come from and all these things. Man, I went to my class reunion, I can't remember how long ago that was. Oh my God, there's some beautiful couples in there. The high school sweethearts that married each other, just committed, loving couples that take really good care of the us part of their relationship, and they surrounded themselves with like-minded and like-hearted people. You can find it anywhere. Just pay attention to what makes you feel good, and what feels light is in alignment, and what feels really heavy is out of alignment. Now, just because someone feels heavy and something feels heavy, like someone could trigger you, and that doesn't necessarily mean because you got triggered or because you feel bad, doesn't necessarily mean that they're out of alignment. You can take a look at that, because if somebody has a really great car, maybe you have some feelings of judgment there. Maybe you feel jealous in some way, shape, or form, and that's the underlying issue. You don't really judge them because you don't know them. Oh, he's an asshole. He must have a lot of money. He's got a beautiful girlfriend. You know what I've seen in my life is people generally get what they're committed to. If a guy has a beautiful woman, who knows why or how, you know, maybe he's inside beautiful and so is she. Maybe you get what you deserve and you get what you're committed to. I'm sorry, this thing shuts off. I do this every night. There, we're back. But yeah, you get what you're committed to, and if you're committed to, you know what you deserve, and you go out and get it. It's like you have to be committed. The first thing that you have to do is be committed to getting what you want, and then the more committed you are, you'll take more actions. If you're committed, you'll take actions if you're committed enough. You develop faith over time. As you start to have a little bit more success, you'll develop more faith. When you develop more faith, you get a knowing. You know that you know you're worthy. You feel it in your bones. It's not anything to do with intellectual. It's just a knowing. It's more than confidence. It's complete and utter faith. It's a knowing that this is going to happen and it's done. It may not be all the way done yet, but it really is. You just don't have whatever it is, the bride on your arm, the money in your bank account. Just absolute, complete, and utter total faith and knowing. But pay attention to the energy behind people's words so you know where they're coming from. Pay attention to your own energy so you can see what needs you're meeting and where you're coming from. And, you know, let your feelings be your emotional guide. Let them be your compass. If it feels heavy, there's something somewhere out of alignment. If it feels light, then it feels aligned. If you want to be around people who are, you know, whatever it is that you want. If you want to be around people with money, where do they hang out? Is there a golf course? Is there a country club? Is there a boating club or a car club or something? You know, whatever it is, join a BNI group, get to know people. If you want to be more business minded, find business mentors. You know, if you want to be around really contribution hearted people, go do some volunteer work. That changed my life drastically and dramatically. You know, when I do volunteer work, there's such a range of people there from all different places. And, you know, there's a wide range of people that are there, even there. It's like when I first started, I used to pedestalize people that are in the environment that I'm in. I think it's beautiful that anyone goes there and that anyone can get their needs met there, because the general culture is that of love and acceptance, and there's a lot of beautiful people there. But there are also people there that are getting their needs met in different ways too. So, you know, don't pedestalize anyone, but love everyone. You know, understand that people just do what they do to get their needs met. It's like, you've heard me say this before probably. If you pick up a puppy, he's probably going to lick your face. You pick up a snake, he's probably going to bite you. And people are the same way. They do what they do. Pay attention to their energy. Just because people say something doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly what they're doing. Look, read people's energy. Know what feels right. Not just what sounds right to your brain. Get into your heart energy and do what feels right. And you can find lots of really successful, loving, good humans. You know, whatever you're committed to is what you're going to find. So anyway, guys, I hope that answered your question. And those of you who didn't answer the question, which is most of you, I hope that was helpful. Send in love, guys. Have a good night.